Hello guys, welcome. And girls, obviously, how rude of me. Welcome back everyone. And for today, we're gonna keep going on the Korean pros, because I need to thank this blue Terran here. He released a small pack of him facing against some of the fairly well-known members of the Korean community and the tournament scene. They're fairly well recognized. As you guys seen on the previous match, it was against Gerard Prime, one of the coaches on Team Prime. And here he is. It's RainbowZenith, or RainbowZenith if you prefer that. As you guys seen, he did fairly well on the previous matchup, so I decided to follow another matchup of him, this time a mirror matchup, a TVT. And well, like I mentioned on the previous matchup, he's a 3900 Masters League player on the Korean server. Fairly solid Terran, but clearly a work in progress, and he's still evolving his game. I still haven't heard of him representing Team Xenex on any of the big tournaments. Who knows, maybe in the future he's just polishing his skills, I would say. And he's going to be facing against a fairly well-known member of the community, oGsHyperdub, member of Team Old Generation Starcrafters, and a frequent flyer on the GSL. If I'm not mistaken, currently he's on Code A. I think I saw him on Code A on the previous month. And well, he's one of the Terrans from Team OGS that has been wandering on the GSL for quite a long time. He already played on several of the seasons, and that's obviously a sign of his quality, that he's a solid Terran player, also very consistent and able to evolve with the game, keep up his pace so he can be consistently playing on the GSL, which is basically the highest pinnacle in Korea currently for pro gamers playing Starcraft 2. So yeah, we're gonna have a TVT here, a mirror matchup. I'm hoping for it to be a nice one. Hopefully this is going to be a fairly close match and not like 6 minutes it's all over. And for now, following the match and taking a look at what the players are doing, as you can see here on Hyperdub's side, he's finishing his wall off with the racks and now getting the orbital command. While on Rainbow's side, he already has one gas, so already diverging on the openings here, getting that first gas and already stacking some gas there, now attaching a tech lab on his racks. While on Hyperdub's side, he went for a fast expand, there it is, so racks into fast expand. He's going to prepare himself to throw a command center down into his base, while we have Hyperdub scouting his opponent but now pulling back, and we also had an SCV trying to enter the ramp here from Hyperdub, but I don't think he was able to spot this fast expand. Let me just take a look, see if that is the case or not. No, he didn't check anything. He doesn't know about Hyperdub just grabbing the gas and went for the fast expand. So might be working on Hyperdub's favor. Obviously he's gonna need to be able to defend his expansion, and it's not very easy on a natural as open as this one, as you might imagine. It's kinda complicated, but Hyperdub has a plan. Let's wait for him. And meanwhile here on the racks from Rainbow, he went for the Reaper. Here he comes. Quite useful, especially on this map. You can just hop back and forth, and I guess that all the scouting that SCV wasn't able to provide for Rainbow inside Hyperdub's base is going to be compensated now by that Reaper. I'm assuming that he's going to be able to hop in and take a look at what's going on. So racks into factory here now with the command center finally finished, and we can follow the Reaper from Rainbow getting able to jump. Yeah, he's going to jump right into that command center, so spotting everything going on, knowing that his opponent is going to go for a fast expand, and forcing Hyperdub to pull a lot of SCVs out of the line to try to slice and stab that Reaper with those fusion cutters. But no, the Reaper is still alive and kicking. For now he's just getting some Marines, so he will have some defenses if that Reaper attempts to enter once more the base and scout a bit more. While here on Rainbow's base, barracks into factory, finishing a second barracks and a starport. So nice combination here, probably will allow him to take a look and choose, have a lot of options open into his future build. I mean, he has basically all the facilities to provide him with medevacs and siege tanks and so on. So I guess he's going to start gathering his army and get ready to apply the pressure, while this Reaper still attempts to enter the base and taking another peek. I don't think he's going to be very successful. As you can see, there's already a Marine here waiting for him, and here he goes. Boom! Oh, we got killed. So no more scouting here for Rainbow. Interesting as well, we still have Hyperdub leaving an SCV here on this corner, which is kind of curious. Now forcing Rainbow to place a scan there because his Reaper wasn't able to take the information he wanted and he was desiring to get with that Reaper. And some switcheroos going on here. He's just lining up all these buildings apparently. We're getting some medivacs out and whoa, instantly loading a lot of units. I guess he's gonna prepare some kind of drop. And meanwhile, with that switch now preparing Banshees and Cloaking Field. So I'm assuming he's gonna commit himself to quite a bit of Banshee play, at least 2 or 3 I would say, and plan ahead on his harass. I'm not sure if he's aware that Hyperdub still didn't send his orbital command into the Natural Expo. Maybe now while he's advancing with these units, he's taking out all of these units. Even has a Viking already, trying to make sure he's gonna have a way of countering his opponent if he attempts to advance with any kind of aggression, Banshees or Medivacs, but it's kind of badly positioned currently. And while he attempts to land his command center on the Natural Expo, incoming the drop from Rainbow straight into his base. Keep in mind that Rainbow already has stim, so he's going to be able to just pump all of these Marines. Here they come, straight into that mineral line. Let's see how many kills. 3, I think, 4, 5. Oh, lots of damage on that mineral line. And now the missile turret trying to finish off the Medivac, but the Marines finish it off first. Nice move here by Rainbow. Very well played. Oh, that interception there with the Viking just killed a lot of Marines, but still a lot of aggression there. I'm assuming that it will translate on a big hit on the economy. Well, for now, because he had to interrupt the working on this mineral field, had a big hit there. On the harvester count is actually fairly similar. And meanwhile, inside Rainbow's base, Hyperdub just sent that SCV that he had there on the corner to take a peek, and well, basically there was nothing defending it. It's not even walled off, so he just came here, took a peek at all the buildings, how things are organized, and I guess that is now he's going to be able to make his own decisions and see which way he's heading. Let's see how much he saw from here. Yeah, he basically saw everything, as you guys can see, so okay. So as you can see, plenty of tech labs now getting siege tanks to back up that small marine force that has been gathered by Rainbow. Also have reactors pumping out more of those marines. Apparently there's no plans for any marauders for now, and we're gonna have the first Banshee advancing into this Natural Expo from oGsHyperdub. It has Cloaking Field already set to go, so starting to poke at that marine force from Hyperdub. Oh, that scan is gonna be dangerous. No, still survived, like a bit lower. Now it's gonna get shot. It's not getting properly microed. Oh, so close to HP. I can't believe this. And now finally starting to poke at that SCV line. Didn't make much of a damage there, with 2 Vikings waiting to get it shot, and there it is. Just finished off tremendously quickly. And once again, Hyperdub back into his production. Everything rolling. That Banshee, to be honest, didn't had much of a kill count there. He didn't provide much dividends to Rainbow. While inside his base, as you can take a look at, he already has the engineering bay getting some upgrades rolling. There's already a second Banshee advancing from Rainbow, while Hyperdub is taking care of his upgrades, trying to finish the stim pack now. And incoming those Vikings once again shooting down the Banshee. Banshee is still in range. Keep in mind that there's also a missile turret in the middle of the mineral line there, so the Banshee needs to be careful if it doesn't want to be destroyed, which just did. So okay, 2 Banshees down the drain. I don't think this was a very good investment by Rainbow. He kinda lost a couple of Banshees, even committed himself to get the Cloaking Field, and they didn't pay off. They didn't have that many kills. And now we're getting a lot of racks, more factories, so a nice bio ball backed up by siege tanks, as you can see. Pretty much the same way as Hyperdub for now. Let's take a look at the army count. 86 against 72, 91 now, so Hyperdub just pulling ahead there. And on the unit composition, we have 5 siege tanks against 3, 17 Marines against 15, and we have 3 Vikings there for Hyperdub, trying to give him the air superiority so he can intercept any kind of air aggression that Rainbow might throw at his side. More barracks incoming. Plenty of reactors there as well, so I'm assuming that both players are going to basically go for which is called a standard unit composition for Terrans. It's basically Marines with siege tanks, and here they come advancing towards his opponent. Keep in mind that Hyperdub is already controlling this Xel'Naga watchtower, so he will notice the moment that his opponent will move. Incoming only 3 Marines, kinda like a detached forward force to take all those Marines out of the Xel'Naga watchtower and gain map control. There we go. So now with Rainbow taking both Xel'Naga watchtowers, and we're gonna have a small skirmish here, a small fight with the Marine that was really weak from Hyperdub getting killed quite fast. So Rainbow currently controlling all the map, has both Zelnaga watchtowers. He's just able to establish his econ game here just fine, even taking his time to get his engineering bay on this corner, so he won't allow any units to advance through this corridor and surprise him on the right side of his natural expo. And basically we have Hyperdub doing the same, but for him with 2 supply depots apparently. And I guess it's gonna work because this Marine is gonna try to flank all the way, and he's not gonna get anything out of that. Also notice that he placed a single supply depot on this south corner of the main base, probably to keep an eye on any kind of approach, any kind of aggression that Rainbow might prepare for him. Drops or more Banshees advancing that way. For now, on the bases, and take a look at the production once again, we have a lot of upgrades getting researched. Also on the main base for now, there's still not much going on. He's getting another factory attached to the tech lab, so more siege tanks ensuing. And now we're gonna have the first big face-off here apparently, with Vikings battling it out and all the Marines advancing. Oh, they're gonna get, oh, huge blast on the Marine force from Rainbow. Big smash there with all of the siege tanks sieging on time, and now he's gonna try to make a push while the forces from Rainbow are weakened. He's not even sieging up his tanks, he just advanced to smash the face of those Marines, and basically look at all the puddles of blood. It just was a big carnage there and grinded down all of those bio forces that Rainbow was advancing with. Still Rainbow has control here. He's trying to get a containment on his opponent, at least not allowing him to even grab his own Zelnaga watchtower, the one on his side. While Hyperdub just pulled back, has plenty of mech here, as you can see. 11 siege tanks against 10 now, so both players going for plenty of mech. Also now getting some Marauders out here on Rainbow side, and loads of Marines, but more for Hyperdub. On his base, let's take a look on his main base. I'm just making sure I'm not going to miss any kind of crucial building, you know. That kind of stuff occasionally happens. Getting a command center, so he's going to establish his 3rd base soon enough. Will it be the rich mineral field? Probably. And here on Rainbow side, I guess he might be planning something similar because he just destroyed the rocks, and there it is. Command center landing on the rich mineral field, and he's going to get a huge boost on his income as soon as he's able to get some mules pumping out there and some SCVs. Meanwhile, massive battle once more here close to Zelnaga watchtower on the side of Hyperdub, with all of this siege tank line blasting away at those Marines, and just most of that Marine force got really hurt. There's not much left. With Rainbow just containing the movements, he basically wants to make a line here and make sure his opponent won't be able to advance while he establishes his command center. So kinda nice move there, a strategic position that is gonna allow him to start benefiting from the rich mineral field. Okay, he's just withdrawing now, moving back. I think he's gonna try to position himself in such a way that he's gonna be able to blast both sides of this chasm, and incoming all the forces from Hyperdub. A lot of siege tanks, but all of them unsieged, getting a lot of damage. Oh, massive damage on this siege tank line from Hyperdub. It was much too slow, with Rainbow just blasting away at all that mech force, and now with the Marines advancing, killing as many of those medivacs as possible, and still Marines just grinding down the medivac group. Now finally Hyperdub sending more forces down to finish off this offense, and now it's gonna be Hyperdub's turn to destroy some medivacs, I would say. Nice trade-off here in the middle of the map. Keep in mind that meanwhile we have already Rainbow working out of 3 bases, including the rich mineral field, and is getting a lot of racks built here, so this will provide a lot of reinforcements fairly fast there, straight in front on the front of the battle. And it will be a short rush distance to get back into that front line and defend. And meanwhile we're gonna have Hyperdub destroying the rocks and grabbing his 3rd base as well, and ensuing a massive battle here once more. Notice on the econ game that Rainbow is pulling way ahead, though he's behind on the harvester count, basically because he's benefiting from the income on the rich mineral field and the mules. And meanwhile, huge battle ensuing here once more on the Zelnaga watchtower on Hyperdub's side, with the big mech forces from Rainbow backed up by a couple of Marines trying to advance, all of them siege, and now we're gonna have a siege tank versus siege tank battle. Basically this is gonna be a battle of inches. Whoever has the range will benefit from blasting away his opponent. And notice the amount of medivacs just chatting here in the middle. They're not even doing anything. Finally the medivacs pulling back from Rainbow. They were just hanging there with the medivacs from Ensnare, And well, basically the pilots were just chatting, I guess. They were waiting for something to heal. Kinda curious situation. Still, meanwhile, as you can see on the rich mineral field and this base from Rainbow, he built a lot of racks here, a factory as well, and now getting reactors on all of them. So this is going to be a nice way of him to boost ahead his army count fairly fast. The units won't even have to run back from the main base or anything similar to that. He just needs to run up from the rich mineral field, and that will allow him to replenish his army and his front line faster than his opponent. Income wise, now with the Hyperdub finally benefiting from the income on the rich mineral field, pulling ahead, and he also has more workers. And once again we're gonna have Rainbow advancing into the rich mineral field of his opponent Hyperdub, trying to blast away the forces here and stop him from benefiting from the income, but he doesn't have much of a force here. It's 3 siege tanks, and most of the marine force got grinded down, chewed down by the blast from the siege tanks. So I guess he's going to be able to probably contain his opponent, try to keep this gap contained. He also has this one on this side, so basically he's trying to bottleneck his opponent, make sure that he's not going to be able to go further than this. But notice as well that Hyperdub has his forces really spread out, and meanwhile we're going to have Rainbow once again trying to slowly inch himself into the range of that mineral line and blast away the forces, those SCVs that are trying to get some of the minerals on that rich mineral field on the corner, on the extreme left corner of the mineral field. And apparently for now Hyperdub can't do much about it. He's just waiting for his opportunity, and he needs probably to micro those SCVs, make sure he's not going to let any of them reach that rich mineral field, because he's just basically going to lose them. And notice that Rainbow is just slowly advancing step by step with these siege tanks, kind of frog leaping, and every time Hyperdub allows him to advance one step further, he'll be in range of another mineral field and keeps blasting more and more. Hyperdub needs to do something about this. I mean, he must take a decision here, or else soon enough his third base will be worthless. And apparently Hyperdub decided to advance here on this right side, while the forces from Rainbow go all the way around. I'm gonna follow the forces from Rainbow on the picture-in-picture screen, because it's not very easy to actually follow all of this at the same time. But apparently, oh boom, there goes the command center, orbital command of Hyperdub on the rich mineral field. This is gonna be a massive hurt on his income. Notice the difference now. Beautiful damage there, nice move by Rainbow, trying to apply the pressure on Hyperdub, and now Hyperdub is kinda stuck. There's not much for him to do besides trying to expand into a different location. But now pulling a lot of SCVs incoming. Hyperdub kind of making an all-in, dropping a lot of marines on the back of those siege tanks, and with the siege tank line blasting away. But no, it was completely failed. And this attempt to all-win with the SCVs on the front line to pick up the first damage, to be cannon fodder on that situation, didn't work very well for Hyperdub, making him just... Oh yeah, he had to GG out of this match, with Rainbow playing very well, was very effective on that play there, and actually never allowed Hyperdub to hang for a long time, benefiting from the income out of that third base, while he had his rich mineral field working just fine. So he was able to replenish and reinforce his army so much faster. Taking a look at the bases, as you can see, only 2 bases for Hyperdub. On Rainbow side, this one was working fine. He was even, look at this, rich mineral fields were almost drained out, so he was pumping as many mules and SCVs as he could there, and he was even going for a 4th base now. So kind of an interesting approach. I actually enjoyed this TVT. Oh, cool, sensor tower and all. Okay, he was quite on the ball on this main base. He didn't want any of the production facilities destroyed here, I guess. But yeah, game done. Another Korean pros matchup, a nice clash here at TVT. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See y'all later.